Hey everybody, it's Britt and welcome to my week 13 weigh-in. So today is January the 15th, 2026. When I started my GLP-1 Zepbound, it was in October of 2025. So to be exact, it was October 17th, 2025. I weighed 212 pounds. As of last week, I weighed 183 pounds. Now, that is 1 pound away from what my first goal was. And my first goal was 30 pounds within 3 months. So, technically, on the 17th of this month, I'll be the 3-month mark exactly. So, today, you guys, I weighed in at 184. Yeah. I gained a pound. So where I was 1 pound away from my first goal, I thought I was 1 day away from it. Ends up, nope, I gained a pound. So let me grab my little book here and I'll explain what all went on this week, and maybe, you know, as I'm looking through the things, there's no explanation for it. Our bodies are always different. However, I did have quite a few things change. So, all right. So again, starting weight 212, last week 183, and today 184. Like to the exact, there wasn't even any ounces. So now, what is good is my BMI went down. So last week I was at 32.4 and today, I can't count, you guys. I went up in BMI. Last week was 32.4 and this week is 32.6. So yeah, I did go up. My fat mass, I went up in fat mass. I went up in fat mass percentage, fat mass pounds. I went down in muscle mass percentages, muscle mass pounds. So that all sucked, right? I gained a pound, I lost muscle, I gained fat. However, I did lose inches. So, it balanced out. I was very excited that I also lost some inches because I tell you what, if I had gained a pound and didn't lose any inches and all of that other stuff, I would have, cried myself a river. Oh, you know what? And my visceral fat went down. So it's down at 17. It was at 18. So it's weird if I use the Renfro scale. So I've never went and done that DEXA scale thing. I've never done that. I don't think I'm going to go do that. And I hear that these scales are, 90% accurate. So sometimes my numbers are a little off, but that's why I track it, just to see, how much off or whatever. So visceral fat went down. That's good, and lost the inches. So this week I didn't do what I normally do. I strength train 2 to 3 times a week, and this week I did it once. I started the 30-day yoga challenge, and I did it once this week. I even convinced myself, thinking, it's a 30-day challenge. Now, does that mean 30 days consecutively, or does this mean I can do 30 days like whenever, right? So that's what I convinced myself of, which is we don't want to do that. We don't want to talk ourselves out of things that we know is going to be for the best for us, right? So I did, and then I didn't do my yoga. So this week, I didn't feel fatigued, tired. I felt blah. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to be around anybody. I didn't want to. Just didn't want to. So it was a kind of like an off week for me in that way. Now, Tuesday, I did my strength challenge, my strength training that I try. which I'm going to link the yoga that I do on YouTube and the strength training channel that I also do on YouTube. So the yoga, if you don't know her, she's pretty popular, is the Yoga with Adriene. So I do a lot of her videos. I check them out. And I've really been getting into HASfit. That's HASFIT. And it's a couple, and I like their workouts. They've been really simple. She shows you like the easier way to do it and things. And I did theirs on Tuesday, their new 45-minute dumbbell one, and I'm still sore 2 days later. So it really worked out. And I pushed myself to do it. I didn't want to do it. I went on my walk earlier in that day, and I talked myself. I was like, stop backing out. You need to do this. And I did it. And it was interesting. During the workout, he actually says, like, I promise, or you're going to feel good after you do this, that you did it. And he was right, 100%. I died for a second, and then I saw the light. And then when I came back, I felt wonderful. I was very proud of myself for doing it. Sweat my butt off, and felt it the next day. So I really knew I got in a good workout. So, but yeah, I'm hoping to stay on that track if I can just get back into my 2 to 3 times strength training. I think I'm going to start over on my yoga challenge, and I'm going to go for, try again for 30 consecutive days in a row. And hopefully that, I can get into that groove too. I did stay up with my walks. I did continue to do 1 mile to 2 miles a day. However, those are getting to where I feel like I need to do more walking or something. I don't know. I feel like sometimes it's just not enough. So, that also brings me to what I kind of want to talk about. So I watch Allie, who is Fit Flavor Fun, I believe is her channel. And she's given a lot of good information out. She had mentioned in one of her videos this week in regards to, maybe eating too little and working out too much, and things like that. And I think that's what I've been doing probably this last month. It was a struggle, trying to get in the right types of foods and stuff, and eat as many calories as I'm supposed to be. And I've just been, I hit the ground running the day one. So I kind of thought about that a little bit. Maybe I need to take a step back as far as I need to eat more and maybe not work out so hard so much. I don't know. I'm going to see how it works out this next couple of weeks. So, all right. I forgot to mention in the beginning of the video, I'm on 5 milligrams of Zepbound, and tonight will be my 14th shot. And I have 3 more, including tonight, I have 3 more shots of the 5 milligrams left. So last week was the first week I had done the shot in my stomach, because I always had done my thighs, and I had major appetite suppressant. I had lost over 3 pounds last week. And I kept working out. I had energy. It was all good. So this week I had shot on the left side of my stomach, hoping, maybe the same. It wasn't the same. My appetite suppressant, I don't feel it was as much. I definitely had food noise. My half week would be Monday, and I was having food noise on like Sunday, Monday. I ate a little bit more. We went out to sushi last night, and I actually ate more than I usually would. I was quite hungry. So with that kind of stuff going on, and then my side effects also, I talked about I wasn't that fatigued. I just felt blah, constipation was about the same. I didn't take any stool softeners, but I probably should have. And I think with the constipation, I'm not doing my water intake as much as I should be. really struggling with that. I carry my 40-ounce around and I don't drink it. I don't know. I think I might just like to look at it. I'm not quite sure why I don't drink it. So I'm actually going to try some more flavor add-ins this week, and maybe that'll help my water intake. Also my fiber. I didn't do good with fiber. I had some apples and some vegetables, but not much. I stared at my fiber veggie or my fiber gummies a few times this week and didn't even take them. I don't know why. So I hope that next week I get back on track with everything. I hope that I continue doing my walking every day. I hope that I can at least do my strength twice a week. And I really hope that I can continue and stay with my yoga and do the 30-day. If I can do the 30-day, that's going to be great. I do plan on taking a hike this weekend. I'll probably be going to Superstition, and I'm actually going to be doing my first kind of chat with everybody. I have I think a pretty good subject that everybody can relate to that I'm going to discuss with that. So I'm excited to get that together and everything. So I think this next week is every week is different, right? You guys, every week is different on these things. And I always hear about, so you gain weight or something like that. Don't feel bad. It's going to be, you can't help yourself. You can't help yourself from feeling bad. I felt like crap. I felt like I failed. Why did I? And this wasn't the first week that I've actually gained a pound. A month or so ago when I was on 2.5, there was at least 2 weeks that I had gained a pound. Now I lost them, but it's still, you don't feel great when you gain. And it is what it is. So I just hope next week will be much better. I've got some activities planned. I've got, I might even meal prep to help me with my fiber and stuff. So that'll be great too. Yeah, but so that was this week, you guys. I gained a pound, but I lost inches. So that's great. Woo, 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 woo. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And don't forget to like as well. Bye. Have a great rest of your